This video is entitled The Mark of the Beast and deals with chapter 16 of the book of Mark. The entire text is shown on the right and a summary is shown in the table on the left. In chapter 16 verses 1 through 8 it deals with Jesus' resurrection. Verses 9 through 11 Jesus appears to Mary Magdalene. In verses 12 and 13 Jesus appears to two disciples. In verse 14 Jesus appears unto the 11. In verses 15 through 18 Jesus gives the Great Commission. In the last verses, 19 and 20, Jesus ascends into heaven. There are verses in the other Gospels which corroborate the details given in Mark 16. They are listed in what's referred to as the harmony of the Gospels. Unfortunately, the last 12 verses of Mark are often footnoted as not being authentic in most of the modern Bible versions. They end with Mark 16:8, and it reads, "And they went out quickly and fled from the sepulchre, for they trembled and were amazed. Neither said they anything to any man, for they were afraid." The passage ends with them being afraid. Now Jesus said, "Be not afraid," 7 times in the Bible. In 2 Timothy 1:7 it says, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." Let's use our sound mind to investigate further. What exactly do the footnotes of the modern version say? Well, in the Amplified and New American Standard, later manuscripts add verses 9 through 20. In the English Standard Version, some manuscripts end the book with 16:8. Others include verses 9 through 20 immediately after it. The Good News Translation. Some manuscripts and ancient translations do not have this ending to the Gospel. The New Century Version. Verses 9 through 20 are not included in some of the earliest surviving Greek copies of Mark. The New International Version. The earliest manuscripts and some other ancient witnesses do not have verses 9 through 20. The Living Bible. Verses 9 through 20 are not found in the most ancient manuscripts, but may be considered an appendix giving additional facts. And the American Standard Version. The two oldest Greek manuscripts, and some other authorities, omit from verse 9 to the end. What are some manuscripts? The earliest surviving Greek copies, the earliest manuscripts, the most ancient manuscripts, and the two oldest Greek manuscripts. The manuscripts referred to in the footnotes are shown in red above. Sinaiticus was found in a burn basket at St. Catherine's Monastery in the Sinai Peninsula by Constantine von Tischendorf in 1844 and is of questionable origin. Vaticanus was, quote, discovered in the Vatican Library in 1475. These two manuscripts disagree with each other over 3,000 times in the Gospels alone. There are also 11th and 12th century minuscules. The witnesses where Mark 16:9 through 20 are included are shown in the blue. Please take an opportunity to pause the video and compare the evidence. Notice also that the 12 verses were included in the historic English Bibles of our Christian ancestors. The 1534 Tyndale, the 1535 Coverdale, the 1537 Matthews, the 1539 Great, the 1560 Geneva, the 1568 Bishops, and the 1611 King James Bible. Deuteronomy 19:15 reads, "At the mouth of 2 witnesses, or at the mouth of 3 witnesses, shall the matter be established." In Matthew 18:16, Jesus says that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word may be established. In 2 Corinthians 13:1 we have, "In the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established." Do you realize that without the last 12 verses of Mark, there are no longer 2 witnesses in the Bible to establish the matter of each of those passages? Someone is trying to weaken the witness of Jesus in the Bible by weakening the witness of the words in Mark 16. So I find it very interesting that the exact name Jesus occurs 973 times in the King James Bible, while Mark 16 is the 973rd chapter of the Bible. Who would attack the incarnate word by attacking his written word? The total number of verses in the book of Mark in the King James Bible is 678. Now if you subtract the 12 verses removed from the modern versions, you end up with the total number of verses in the book of Mark in the modern Bible versions being 666. Could the Bibles which attack the written word in the book of Mark by weakening the witnesses of Jesus Christ by removing these 12 verses, could it be the book of Mark that the beast uses?